Every name is a death sentence in the terminal list. Based on Jack Carr's best-selling novel, the series is a relentless plunge into grief, corruption, and vengeance, where a single name on a page seals its owner's fate. With the Dark Wolf prequel looming, tracking Ben Edwards' journey from Navy SEAL to CIA operative, now's the perfect time to revisit Season 1's carnage-filled, high-adrenaline ride. At its core is Chris Pratt's Lieutenant Commander James Reece, a decorated Navy SEAL whose life unravels in the opening minutes. His elite Alpha team is ambushed in Syria while pursuing chemical weapons expert Dr. Kahani. Reece survives, but barely.
Haunted by memory gaps and the gnawing suspicion that the mission was a setup.
Before he can unravel the conspiracy, devastation hits home. His wife Lauren and daughter Lucy are murdered in what looks like a random home invasion. In that instant, heartbreak calcifies into fury. Reece scrawls his first name onto a scrap of paper, NCIS Agent Josh Holder, and with it, the terminal list is born. Blood on the first name. Reece zeroes in on Holder, the NCIS agent overseeing his case. Holder isn't just incompetent, he's actively hiding information. With the help of his old friend Ben Edwards, now a CIA operative, Reece hacks into Holder's files and discovers that the agent has been pulling his biometrics. Reece's paranoia feels justified, but it's also fueled by the brain tumor revealed in his medical scans, likely caused by an experimental drug. Still, suspicion hardens into certainty. Reece breaks into Holder's apartment, interrogates him, and stages his execution as a suicide. The first name is crossed off the list, and the hunt escalates. Corporate shadows. The second target emerges, Saul Agnon, vice president of Capstone Industries, a powerful defense contractor with ties to Reece's botched mission. Reece teams up with Katie Buranek, an investigative journalist eager to expose corruption in the military-industrial complex. At first, Katie questions Reece's sanity, but when he kills the Capstone hired assassin tailing it, she realizes the conspiracy runs deeper. Meanwhile, Capstone's rootless CEO, Steve Horn, grows concerned. His company is entangled with Nubalim Pharmaceuticals, headed by Dr. Mike Tedesco. Together, they've been pushing a shady project, RD-4895, a so-called PTSD treatment drug that erases traumatic memories. The dark truth? SEALs like Reece were used as guinea pigs without consent. Reece sneaks into Agnon's home after a party, doses him with a fatal methadone cocktail, and extracts a key revelation. The name Marcus Boykin, the lawyer who hired Sicarios to kill Lauren and Lucy. Then Agnon dies quietly, another name scratched off. Mountain Justice. The vendetta drags Reece to Wyoming's rugged backcountry, where he takes out Marcus Boykin with a precise sniper shot. The kill is clean, but Reece's mind is not. Tumor-induced hallucinations of Lauren and Lucy haunt him, blurring the line between vengeance and madness. The FBI, led by Tony Layune and Mac Wilson, tightens their net. They grill Katie Buranek, who refuses to betray Reece. Her own research uncovers more chilling evidence. Other SEALs from Reece's team also had brain tumors. At the same time, Reece and Edwards track cartel leader Navajas, connected to the hitman who slaughtered his family.
Reece infiltrates Navajas' compound, dispatches his men, and disembowels the cartel boss.
The kills are piling up, but so is the moral weight. The horn breaks. Now it's Horn's turn. The smug face of Capstone embodies corporate greed at its ugliest. He ordered the drug cover-up, ensuring no paper trail pointed back to him. Katie confronts Dr. Tedesco, who spills the full truth about the experiments, but Horn silences Tedesco with an assassination order. Katie barely survives her own attempt thanks to Reece's intervention. Enraged, Reece builds an explosively formed projectile and ambushes Horn at Capstone headquarters. The detonation wipes out Horn's bodyguards while sparing civilians, a calculated act showing Reece still has his warrior's code. Horn, wounded and terrified, is executed with Reece's own trigger pull. At this point, the list is growing shorter, the conspiracy is growing clearer, and the FBI is closing in, running on fury.
Bleeding, exhausted, but driven by sheer will, Reece becomes a ghost in the system.
He dodges HRT and SWAT units with Navy SEAL precision, always one step ahead. Agent Layune tries psychological warfare over comps, but Reece coolly warns him to stand down. In one dramatic ambush, Reece triggers a mudslide that buries agents alive,
then paradoxically rescues Mac Wilson,
proving he's not out for indiscriminate bloodshed. He's targeting the guilty and only the guilty. Yet even Reece's allies begin to worry. Riley, one of his trusted contacts, questions his sanity, but Edward stays loyal, urging him forward. The line between friend and foe, however, is about to blur. The suicide mission. Next up, the Navy brass who greenlit the drug trials. Admiral Gerald Piller, Captain Leonard Howard, and Commander Bill Cox were men Reece once trusted. Their betrayal cuts deeper than bullets. Cox is captured, interrogated, and drowned in the Pacific, his end as cold as his betrayal. Reece straps a suicide vest onto Howard and forces him into Piller's office. The detonation is brutal, killing them both. The FBI finally cracks the bigger picture: the shadowy shell companies, the illegal profits, and the Pentagon's silent complicity. But one name still looms over them all: Secretary of Defense Lorraine Hartley. The last names. Hartley authorized the RD-4895 trials and the Syria mission that doomed Reece's team. She's the conspiracy's crown jewel. Katie Buranek scores a bombshell interview, baiting Hartley into admitting on record that she sacrificed Reece's men to advance the program. With this confession, the news tightens. Reece, aided by old ally Rafe Hastings, prepares for the final assault. Hastings supplies weapons and a boat, declaring their debts settled. Edwards joins Reece for one last mission, helping him cut through Talos operatives, Hartley's hired guns. The climax unfolds in Hartley's mansion.
Cornered in her safe room,
Katie pleads for mercy, but Reece is resolute. Hartley denies him the kill, taking for her own life instead. Justice is served, but Reece's war isn't quite over. The betrayal that hurts most. Katie's investigation uncovers one final devastating truth. There's a 10th name. It's not a politician, not a CEO, it's Ben Edwards.
Edwards confesses with quiet shame.
he didn't murder Lauren and Lucy.
But he was complicit in the operation that destroyed Alpha Team. His reasoning: the men were going to die anyway. Everything he's done since, every ounce of loyalty, was guilt-ridden bandits. He never even spent the millions he received for the illegal op. For Reece, this is earth-shattering, but instead of rage, there's grim mercy. He gives Edwards a warrior's death, a bullet from a friend's gun. Ghosts on the horizon.
With his list complete, Reece is left with nothing but the past. He recalls a final, untainted memory of sitting with Lauren and Lucy, talking about mortality.
It's sharp and clear, free from the distortions of its tumor. In his hands is Lucy's crandrung of their family.
The keepsake that carried him through every kill.
He lets it drift into the ocean, the paper swallowed by the wind. The series ends with Reece setting towards Mozambique, a soldier who has fulfilled his mission but lost everything that gave it meaning. The terminal list is finished, but the man who wrote it is broken beyond repair.
Season 1 of the Terminal List isn't just about bodies dropping, it's about the psychological unraveling that comes with the pursuit of justice, the corruption embedded in power structures, and the fragile line between righteousness and obsession. With the Dark Wolf prequel set to explore Ben Edwards' life, this morally gray universe is about to gain even more layers. If you enjoyed this roller coaster recap, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to First Curiosity. More breakdowns, deeper analysis, and plenty of heart-pounding DV journeys await.